Hey, this is Chris from BattleRap.com and a Flatline 3 here with two of the performers and a league owner who is visiting in solidarity. Who we got here?
Rosenberg, you already know what it is, Pennsylvania.
ARP, RB is the movement.
RBA all fucking day.
Chilla Jones, Boss Town, we in the building.
So let's talk about your battle first. What did you think? Tycoon Tax is an opponent. Toronto, a big crowd. What did you think?
I thought the crowd was pretty big. Toronto, they're different. You know what I mean? Every time I came out here, it was different. Every time I came out here, it was a lot more love. But the first round, they was giving me love, but I had a lot of Toronto reference lines in there. Yeah. So once I got away from that, the love kind of went away. But I'm a professional, man. That shit ain't nothing new to me. So it was easy to work through. But Tax did his thing. He could have went up there and said, you know, I ate shit for breakfast. They'd have cheered for it. So, you know, I knew that.
You think you got him?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you I got him, but at the same time, you know, I'm a realist. I'm not a liar. So, you know, the battle was way too close for me to sit here and say I clearly beat him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give myself the win just because half the shit the fans cheer for, that don't mean I like it. Right. So just because they cheering for it, I'm not tallying points down for it if I don't like it. Right. So, you know, it's really up for the fans to debate that. I'm not a fan. I'm an actual battler. Right. So. You know, it's their job.
Let's talk Chilla, your battle with Dialect, kind of mid-range in the card. Tell me what you thought about that battle.
I thought it was a good battle. You know what I'm saying? You know, we only had a couple of weeks prep. You know, obviously we were both in London last weekend on the Don't Flop 6th birthday event. So you know, all things considered, I think it was a really dope battle. I thought his second round was good. You know, he did his little grind thing, which I kind of expected. But you know, I do feel like it was a clear win for me. You know what I mean? I feel like I got the first and the third. You know, but I think he had a decent showing still. I think he'll get a little bit of fans out here.
What did you think of the crowd for your battle?
I mean, I thought they slept a little bit on me, which you know, I'm kind of getting accustomed to outside of certain markets. But I thought the crowd was good still, you know what I mean? Like watching Rosenberg go, like Rosenberg had a lot of cold shit that I feel like they didn't really give it up for. I feel like they embraced me a little bit more. They didn't really react or catch everything, but I definitely felt like they wanted to cheer for me more than, you know, like they wanted to cheer for Berg and some other people on the card. So, you know, I definitely rock with the crowd. I think the Toronto crowd is great, man. You know, you just got to win them over. It just takes a little bit of time.
ARP from RBE. Let's talk about just like a general overview of the night. What did you think was the battle of the night? What did you think was the performance of the night?
Then that's quick, right on the spot. I'm going to say performance of the night, I got to give it to Sharon. You know what I'm saying? I got to get a performance of the night to Sharon. Yeah, that's fresh off the top, too. Battle of the night from a bar perspective and also from an entertainment perspective, I either got to give it to Mystique. You can't throw me off. I'm a pro with this. I either got to give it to Cortez versus Arcane or Pat Stay versus Daylyt. One of those two battles.
Let's talk about Pat Stay versus Daylyt. One of the weirdest battles I've ever witnessed. I've witnessed a lot of Daylyt battles. In terms of the message, you know, what did you understand from, I guess, what he was trying to get at in that?
I think he was just basically trying to say no matter what he did, he was going to lose. So I think his point of what he was trying to do was saying basically, if I'm a slave, you know what I mean? No matter what happens tonight, Pat's going to get the chain. But I still think it was disappointing. Like I said in the judging video, Pat was like C+, B-. He was very beatable for what Daylight's way too good to do that shit, man. Especially Pat gave him the chain today. Like Pat gave him the chain and he gave it right back. So I'm a little pissed off about that. But other than that, you know, it is what it is.
You know, I felt the same way. You know, obviously, I think there's a bigger message in a lot of shit that Daylyt does. So, you know, obviously there's a bigger, you know, thing going on there. But, you know, I agree with Rosenberg, man. Pat was definitely beatable tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't, like, I thought he was better with ice. I thought he was better with math. You know, we've seen better Pat Stays than we saw tonight. So I definitely think he was beatable. If Daylyt had just brought 3 crazy rounds, you know, I think he could have got the chain. But You know, I don't think either of them wanted the chain, to be honest with you. I don't think Daylyt wanted the chain. I don't think Pat wanted it either. So, you know, I think it was just kind of like, we're just going to come rap. You know what I'm saying? So.
ARP, thoughts on that final battle, you know, Daylyt's antics?
Interesting. Could be a possible metaphor, slave to the game, you know what I'm saying? Daylyt always says on camera, no matter how many antics he does or how many bars he brings, pardon me, that people don't respect him for it. It could be a metaphor, that antic within itself, you know what I'm saying? So let's be on the lookout for an explanation for that. But I think it was an entertaining battle. Yes, it was not the best Pat Stay ever, but I still think it was a very, very well-rounded Pat Stay. I think it was a solid Pat Stay. I think Pat Stay came prepared. He definitely did his thing. I salute and tip my hat to Pat Stay. Could Daylyt have taken that battle based on the bars that we did hear during this battle? The answer is yes. You know what I'm saying? When he got into his ski mask mode, his bar for bar mode, he was going in. He was fucking snapping. But I think that one thing that messed up Daylight's performance is I don't think that it was clocked right. You know what I'm saying? The antics missed with the bars, and the person that he had mixing in with the antic with him, y'all will see the footage when he drops. The time was getting thrown off. I think it got cut off twice out of his 3 rounds. So when y'all watch it, it's going to be entertaining. It's a debatable battle, but salute to both of them dudes. They did their thing at the end of the day.
All right, guys, thank you very much. BattleRap.com, Chris
Shout out to the homie
Blau.
Chris, BattleRap.com. You already know. Hip Hop DX, what's up?